Hi, I'm Michelle, and today I'm talking to Julia Erben, the event director of Hair Expo. Julia, how are you?
I'm very well, hello. How are you?
Good, thanks. Julia, can you give me a brief outline of the Hair Expo event?
Hair Expo, I would say, is the festival of hairdressers in Australasia. We are the biggest event of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere, as far as I'm aware. Over 10,000 hairdressers descend every year on Sydney to see Hair Expo. We sell 3,500 education tickets, so we have a large conference program on the side, as well as 4,000 gala tickets, because we also have 3 gala nights. So it's everything that a hairdresser could wish for in one stop.
So who goes to Hair Expo?
This is a trade event, and we encourage only trade to come because what's presented there is so specific. It is something, obviously hairdressing requires a 3 to 4 year apprenticeship, so what you see is not that obvious for the consumer. It is really for hairdressers.
What's the growth been like for Hair Expo over recent years?
The growth has actually been rather coming back to what Hair Expo was meant to be, is giving everything to the hairdresser that is relevant for them as a business person or as a creative person in their industry. And yes, if you have a good relationship with one brand, that's a good thing, and they will probably supply you with the education of how to do the latest trends, but Hair Expo has everything from every brand.
Julia, what initiatives have been put in place to help drive growth of the event?
We've really tried to understand the hairdresser and what they expected us to do. So we've started with really building the relationships with the big brands. When we took over, Reed Exhibitions bought Hair Expo 4 years ago. Not all of the big brands were present, and when we asked the visitors in the research, that was the biggest criticism. They wanted an event that represented the whole of the industry. But we know them now and we understand them, so we can deliver a platform what they want to represent in that year, and they in turn support the event, which has made it a round event for the industry.
So how many brands are there at Hair Expo this year?
We have about 150 exhibitors, but many of them represent more than one brand. So we estimate there's about 800 brands represented on the floor. Brand being anything from wet product, which is shampoo and hair care and colour, to scissors, to hair extensions, to accessories, etc.
So what does Hair Expo do to remain relevant to hairdressers and suppliers?
After bringing back the big brands, I think we have made sure that we independently can supply the value to the visitor. We have introduced 2 new stages, the Hair Expo main stage and the Spotlight stage, to invite artists and educators to present what their vision is. So we make sure that no matter which brand is exhibiting, there's the relevant education on the floor. Second, we have introduced the photographic collections gallery on the exhibition floor, meaning we have the probably most prestigious awards in the industry, and the submissions consist of a photographic collection as well as a questionnaire. The photographic collection probably represents the best that hairdressing has to give in this moment in time. And last but not least, we last year introduced the Top Salon Summit. I think that was probably a very relevant innovation for a small audience, but a very important audience, the top salons of the country. We offer them a special conference day that doesn't talk about just the regular worries or challenges of hairdressers. It's a level above that. I invite them to learn from adjacent industries and leaders in that industry. So last year we had the general manager of Prada and Chanel. It was about the business of luxury. We had the general manager of Vogue, and all these people actually talking about luxury brands and how you handle them, because I believe that the top hairdressers have created luxury brands themselves. So that's what I'm trying to offer. This year, that's going to continue. It's going to be a yearly event. And this year, we're talking about the business of fashion, because fashion is so closely related to hairdressing, with all the, the worries of growth, from being a creative person to an entrepreneur, of how to stay creative, etc. So that's been a great success. And we have lots of plans for the future.
So Julia, how can beauty media benefit from Hair Expo?
I think it's quite clear, and I would describe it in 3 words. It's couture, it's contacts, and it's content. I think couture is the right word to describe what type of things we deliver. It's the trend of tomorrow. It's unwearable. You will see a lot of things that are definitely just up there that you don't want to see anyone in the streets wear. But you as a beauty editor need to understand the general principle of where things are going. So if there's crimping going on, and crimping leads at Hair Expo to hairdos of that dimension, you'll never see that in the street. But you will notice that your reader will want to know what the best crimping iron is. The second thing is contacts. You can meet anyone that you want to meet in this industry at once. I think you do need experts, you do need new voices, you need people that explain to you or that stand for this industry. They are all there. And I think you want to be independent enough to actually be able to evaluate, is your contact the best one, or might you want to, to talk to someone else? And the third thing is content. We obviously deliver awesome imagery, and it's all for free. So we have photographers, we have videographers, you can come with your own team, but what you can actually capture at Hair Expo is free photo shoots of all kinds. We can actually even put up a photo studio for you. So if you ever needed anything in terms of hair and fashion, you can find it with us.
Julia, how does Hair Expo use social media?
We've just started using it a year ago, and it's been amazing for us. I was sure that hairdressers, being such a social bunch, we had to supply them a channel where they could actually interact in a different way than our website would let them do it. Facebook has been accepted within a minute. We have 2,200 fans now. We have a company website, and they're asking us anything they want to do. So much that now, we have to all work on answering their questions, but that's great. They also can put up their own content. They can comment on their photos. The people that exhibit with us, the brands, can put up information about what they're going to do, and the artists are going to use it as well to explain what they're going to do at the seminars. So to us, it's a clear dimension that reflects the networking side of Hair Expo. We also have our videos up on YouTube, so you'll find Hair Expo in many ways. And yeah, I'm very happy with the way we started.
Julia, how do you see Hair Expo evolving in the future?
I think there's never an end to what we can do. It all depends on understanding the visitors and the exhibitors and what they want now. So I'm just hinting now that there's things to come that I feel are necessary to reflect the closeness of fashion and hair. There's definitely things where we try to offer Hair Expo to more people, like the participation at Hair Expo, because we have a lot of visitors. 10,000 people can't all be on stage, but we also have the usual suspects who are always on stage. Now, I would actually like to bridge the gap and invite people who are not usually on our stages to have a chance to be there. This year we've started that with the so-called Generation Next project. We invited young hairdressers to become part of a team that is mentored by one of the best in the industry to put up a 5-minute show on one of our gala nights.
What's the most important thing to remember when you're putting on an event like Hair Expo?
In my opinion, it's about listening. It's about listening to what your visitors expect you to put on and what your exhibitors want to represent and what they want to invest and what they have to say at this point in time. But I think it's important to be flexible and creative, just like the industry. I think when you put it on, it's also really important to have fun, because just imagine I work all year for 3 days. 1 full year just to be there for 3 days. Now, if I get cramped up during those 3 days and I don't network the life out of me, that's just losing it. It's a great fun thing, and I would love to have you there.
Julia, thanks so much for coming in to talk to us today.
Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you for having me.